Hi, everybody. I'm just checking. And I've come up because they're starting to name the people who are coming into the building, into the house floor. And it's kind of fun. But also, I came on because they've just announced that President Trump and his lady, the first lady, are in the building. So we've got people walking in right here. And I can turn up the audio. I'm just checking to see if we're okay live. Yes, we are. Trump and his lady. I'm turning the audio down, and I will turn this audio up. Now, I want you to warn you that I'm going to interrupt. I am not going to listen to a pack of lies, and I will interrupt when he's lying like a dog. So here's a little bit of them introducing.
10 minutes or so. The Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, by the way.
Here they are, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And I'm not quite sure which one is dumber. I will attest that Mike Johnson is the worst speaker in the history of the United States. And I like to say he's the worst speaker in the history of the world. And here's why. I've kind of studied speakers in my spare time. And here's why he's bad. The speaker is supposed to work for the entire House, not just Republicans, and especially not the president. It's very important. It's the way the Constitution was created, that the Congress is a separate but equal branch of government. And the speaker is responsible for keeping order in the House and managing the schedule. The speaker is a manager of the House and making sure his whip, the person he appoints as whip, is doing his job. So here are some Democrats. Now, here's Amy Klobuchar, who's running for governor, and there's Schumer and others. So apparently they're not boycotting. So I was going on about, let's see what they're saying.
And we are still here with Alex Gangitano and Marissa Schultz, two reporters who have been with us all night. So we had a little fun game there.
Okay, so we've got 4 of the 9 justices. So we've got the Chief Justice. We've got Sotomayor, Amy Coney Barrett, and then the other dude. And Trump, I think, is mad at Diet Coke. Did you send me some hearts? Thank you. I'm still live, but nobody's on. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm talking over my live shot. I'll mute. All right. Thank you. I was happy when I saw it. Okay, that's enough because you're going to... Nobody's even on. I'm muted. Stop. 0. All right, so I was back to Mike Johnson. I wanted to take a little sip. I will run Trump when he comes up. I will. But things are not good, my friends. Chief Justice, Trump's mad at him right now. Trump insulted him and actually said, their family should be ashamed of them. And that was a horrible thing to say. He should not say things like that, because there are crazy people out there, and they send nasty messages to the justices. And it's foul, and it's wrong. There is Usha Vance, the mother of the vice president's children, and she is actually with child right now. She is pregnant, and we wish her well and good health. Everyone's fawning over the justices because they are powerful. There are two of the president's children, Barron and Ivanka. And her husband right now is in the Middle East. He's like, I was going on and on about him the other night. He we're introducing.
She is coming. Because that must be Mrs. Trump. There she is.
And with some of the guests that she brought.
She announced earlier that she was bringing 2 young female students who exemplify 2 of her policies related to AI education and foster youth services. You can see how Barron Trump just towers over his mother.
And he's a second year at NYU?
That's right. We'll see if he gets a shout out to the president. Lately has been giving Barron a shout, especially during his social media advice during the campaign. We hear a lot of him talking about Barron.
Mr. Speaker, the president's cabinet.
Here we go. Now maybe we can
figure out
who the designated survivor is.
We knew Secretary
Marco Rubio, Andy Besant, Treasury. Okay, you're going to mark the list? Okay. We'll look, and we'll mark. You see Mr. Hegseth, Defense, or Department of War.
Oh, I think I see Bondi.
Pam Bondi.
Well, those are the big ones. Not having them in the room would be very
the 4, RFK Jr., Health and Human Services. Secretary
Turner,
HUD.
Chavez Ramirez.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy. I see that they dropped the charges, though, against her husband. If you're interested, if you go to Politico and type in Labor Secretary, you can read the story. There were some charges filed against her husband, sexual harassment charges, but they have been dropped. There's Linda McMahon, there's Secretary Noem, DA.
The presidency. I'm turning down the audio because we have issues when both of us are talking at the same time. This is really the most powerful woman in government right now. Susie Wiles. There they all are. They're destroying our economy. Here's the lady who had no business being in Georgia, going through Georgia voter rolls. I mean, it's almost like a rogues gallery of crooks. Justice Sotomayor is so dear to be there. Oh man, this guy is just... Ugh. Measles outbreaks are occurring in the country. And I read an article today that we might have to deal with polio coming back because people are not getting their polio shots. And what is wrong with people? Here is where there was General Kane. He was only up for a brief moment. I did a live shot last night on him. He has warned Trump about getting into a longer conflict. There is the Epstein files. Guy who visited Epstein at the island with his children and his nanny. These people are a bunch of crooks. I can turn up some of the audio. So when you come in this late, you know, there's a backlog. So people are having trouble finding their seats at the door. And the reason is because of this, because of the hugging and the kissing. There's the man who bragged about sniffing cocaine off of toilet seats and loves to, I don't know, exercise in his jeans, which I don't know how you can do that, because what about the sweat?
All the time. I'm interested if any Democrats...
Is that John Duncan with left gray hair from Tennessee? Is that John Duncan standing there? Yeah, long-time Congress.
I was thinking about
maybe... Oh, there's a... Don Jr.
Oh,
I believe that was...
Susie Wiles. She's just having a good old
Susie
time.
Wiles.
The puppy killer.
Kristi Noem, some fellow...
Kristi Noem.
And the latest, one of the latest reports I've heard is that
Kristi Noem, I think they'd have things...
The delay in the Guthrie murder...
We have not seen Lori.
The FBI was delayed in getting to the
Chris Wright,
Guthrie murder investigation. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Have we seen Doug Collins?
Guthrie
he was a designated
missing
survivor last year. He could be...
Because we've seen McMahon, Zeldin, Lutnick, Besson, Noem,
the FBI
Bondi,
didn't have a
Gabbard,
jet.
Turner, Duffy, and Loeffler.
Wow.
They did not have a jet.
Double duty,
because Cash
possibly
Patel had a
There
for
you go. I
the
think we
VA
got it.
secretary.
I think we got it.
Maybe
Doug
you
Collins.
enjoy
gonna be
this
coming
time
out the
so
next
much.
couple
It's alone time. I'm always...
All right, here's the backlog. My mic seems to be teetering on the brink of falling. Kristi Noem. That's Mike Huckabee behind her. Okay, now we're going out to a wide shot. So here is the chamber with empty seats. So that is the Democratic side of the House. Democrats sit to the right of the podium. Republicans to the left when you're looking out from the podium. And they're still wandering in. So, the State of the Union is about mainly an economic message. How is the State of the Union? But it's actually, it has encompassed everything now. So, I pulled some graphics that I could go over with you on the economy. And Trump's, oh, there's a shot of the chamber, a wide shot, so you see the empty seats. And here they are, the two men. Oh my God, they're getting selfies with each other. I mean, come on, man. Do this on your own time. This is our time. Oh, CNN's gone to a split screen, which probably means that the orange walrus is standing by. Oh, now let's see who's coming out. It's an usher. I'll turn it up. Here we go.
Leadership is behind him.
selfie.
Unbelievable. Who would stop the President of the United States to get a selfie? And oh, man. How's my audio now? Is it better? I'm doing a test before he starts because I do want to talk over him. Wow. They've really filled up the room. So if Democrats aren't there, it doesn't look that empty because he was angry apparently earlier today. Can you hear me okay? So they'll do this. He likes to get long-standing ovations. Okay, so they will do this for a while. And then they'll introduce him again, and then they'll do a whole nother round of applause. And then, when he starts talking, then they do a whole nother round of applause. And it's just a love fest. So, yeah, should we talk about the economy yet? All right, here we go.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
She knows everything, okay? She knows everything.
Of the United States.
Usha gets a round of applause, but look, they're not standing up, are they?
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back. Bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure.
He held up a sign and he did it again.
We're secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56%
He lied about the economy.
in 1 year.
Inflation is not down. Inflation is up. We did not have millions of people streaming in that are killers and murderers from other countries. He has murdered 3 Americans, ICE has, in recent weeks. And there's no evidence whatsoever that immigrants have a higher rate of crime than anybody else. So
125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born. Substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor.
Okay, gasoline's not down.
It was quite honestly
inflation
a disaster.
Is
now below
They're actually
$2.30.
standing and applauding him that inflation is down, and it's not down. He's lying. And I don't know about you guys and the whole thing that's going on with Venezuela and the blockade of Cuba now, and all of that is driving oil prices up.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office.
People can't afford houses. You can't afford a house, period. You've destroyed the middle class
rates will solve
with
the
the billionaires.
Biden-created housing problem well, at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
He doesn't need to buy a house. He's a billionaire. He's got 1 million houses. Just like the whole Epstein
and
thing.
We are going to keep
all
it
the
that
houses
way.
Epstein had.
The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year.
Because
boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes.
Holy mackerel.
A short time ago, we were a dead country.
Oh, no,
now we are the hottest country
really
anywhere in the world. The hottest.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. We were never a dead country. Ever. I hate it when he says that.
As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger.
Big
Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my...
Oh, I did that. All right, wait a second. I'll get it back. I was trying to turn it down. Oh, you want to see Schumer instead? I'm clicking. I'm coming. It's coming. Just hang with me. Live. Here we go. I apologize. I was trying to turn it down so you could hear me more.
You need parts?
Here.
We got parts.
Auto parts.
Product available.
Parts.
We ended DEI in America.
Oh, no. It's getting rid of DEI.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record off of food stamps.
Because they cut food stamps. That's how they got people off of food stamps. They cut the program.
As I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
I usually love that sentence, but it's not true. The tariffs are killing us, my friends. The tariffs are killing us.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much.
All right, I just want to say that when he starts talking like this, when he starts making up stories about people told me I want to kiss you, and that's when he's lying. All right, I think that we want to hear this, don't we? Oh. I wonder how much it cost us to fly them from wherever they were. Here they are, the suck-ups. Congratulations, though. I mean, I'm so happy we won. But let's don't trash Canada. What about the women? How much did it cost to fly them back on a special jet? I know, well, it's my tax dollars, so I can ask. Oh, I did it again. All right, I won't click on it anymore. Right at the good part too. Oh man. USA, USA, USA. Maybe it was a reflex because I was angry about the women not getting being told. Oh my God, a cockroach video. Oh, we're still on it. Good. They're a handsome group.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Oh, the women are coming to the White House. I thought the women declined. The tariffs are killing me. My computer broke. I have to spend so much money to get my computer fixed. I'm using my grandson's computer. That's why I don't know what I'm doing.
I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term.
I just want everybody to
and
vote.
I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened.
Everybody needs
But
to vote.
strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics, I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
But people can't afford bread.
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it
King
free.
Trump,
Men like
don't be crazy.
Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Should I turn him up?
He earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas, one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service.
All right, I have to just say, I love the military and anybody who serves our country, and so.
From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Disrespects our
and
military.
They're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise
I said show.
to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American
Oh,
history, and our
you
Republican
guys,
so beautifully.
he might. Oh, here they are. They gave Jeff Bezos a tax cut so that he can get his wife more dumb clothes. They say that he's going to announce another tax cut for the rich.
Democrats, every single one of them voted against these really
important
important
and
very necessary, massive tax cuts.
They weren't necessary. They've screwed us. They've screwed us with the economy, with our deficit that he doesn't give a damn about.
Tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
And no health care. And the no tax on tips is expiring after a very short time.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
Great. That'll be one person gets a tax cut.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
Why doesn't she get a seat?
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it.
All right, all I have to say about the Trump accounts is don't put your money in it because he cheats people. He steals the money. Where's the money from Venezuela? Where is it? We don't know where it is.
Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people.
I'm interested.
When I asked Michael, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis.
All right, I'm turning him down just a teeny weeny bit so that I can say the tariffs are taxes. Tariffs are taxes. We pay the tariffs. We pay the taxes. The businesses have to pay. When stuff comes in from China, we pay it. The business pays it, then they pass it on to us. China's not suffering because their stuff's being tariffed. We're paying for it. It's stupid. I mean, you just have to take a basic, easy economics class. This guy right here, this rich guy, he's a billionaire, who's in the Epstein files, he's ruining us. He is in the Epstein files. He lied about it. Said he never saw Jeffrey Epstein again, even though they were neighbors. Now we're finding out even more stuff about him, that he was in business with him and did all kinds of business with him. Why is he even still there? Why hasn't he been arrested?
Right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will.
No, the Epstein files are damn real. I've seen them too. It's overwhelming, actually.
Supreme Court's unfortunate.
It's overwhelming how much is in there.
The disappointing ruling, these powerful.
Oh, here he's talking about the Supreme Court ruling. There's the Chief Justice who wrote the ruling.
Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes.
He hasn't settled
And they
one
have been
war.
tested for a long time.
He settled
They're
no
a little
wars.
more complex, but
This
they're
is Amy
actually
Coney
probably
Barrett,
better,
Justice,
leading to a
Associate
solution
Justice. She
that will
also
be
voted
even
against
stronger.
the tariffs and against Trump, and he attacked her and her family. Oh, look at this weasel! Look at that weasel. He's another one. They're applauding this, you guys. They're applauding this. This is how stupid they are. So instead of paying income tax, we'll just have to spend like twice as much for everything we buy.
Jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first. I love America.
I love America. He loves himself.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite.
No, we didn't.
From energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time.
He's lying. He's lying. This country was built by immigrants. Everyone here is an immigrant except for a couple of us that had ancestors who lived on this land for centuries. He's lying. He thinks that when you come seeking asylum and help from another country, that you're coming from an insane asylum. That's how dumb he is. And to slam immigrants is to slam our country. And, you know, they want a white country. They will never, ever have a white country. Ever. The white supremacists. Ever. It's never going to happen. Prices are going up. Prices are going up. It's horrible. I don't know how much you guys shop.
The price of eggs is down 60%.
Because of bird flu.
Hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high,
Oh my God.
down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We get
Can't afford a steak.
and soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers
Cat.
like that, they cannot believe it.
Cat.
It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care. Posed by you. Since the
Oh, I cannot stand Kennedy. People are dying because of him. People are getting measles because of him. All right. He's crazy, you guys, you know that. He wants to give sick people like a $2,000, okay. I'm going to hit the wrong button again. He wants to give people a $2,000 tax credit or something so you can buy your own health care. It doesn't work that way. You need a big insurance company to negotiate prices down. And he's destroyed our health care by ending the Affordable Care Act. I'm not saying it was perfect. It needed tweaking. Yeah, it absolutely did, but not to what they've done. They've thrown people off their health care. People cannot afford their medicine anymore. And it's criminal. They're killing people. And he's there, standing there. It's supposed to be a State of the Union address, and he's doing some sort of a crazy attacking Democrats, pointing to them and saying, it's your fault. And that's not what this is supposed to be about. This is not what this is for. This is to bring us together. He doesn't know how to bring us together. He's got dementia. He's lost his frontal lobes. And he's...
Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for...
Yeah, midterms, baby. Midterms. I'm watching Don Lemon on the screen over here. He's got like 10 people on. There's Lindsey Graham. Wow, it's such a grift. It's so crooked.
Than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people because the stock market has done so.
Is he starting to fail? Is he starting to fall asleep? I think he is. He's starting to slur a little bit. He's getting slower and slower. When he starts, he does a thing where he slurs. He kind of slurs and talks like Sylvester. Elizabeth Warren's going, what the hell is he talking about? Yeah, he is sundowning. Somebody is, I don't know what you're saying, but here. Oh, she's applauding, so it must be good.
Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse.
All Democratic states.
This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation.
Let's start talking about Trump's corruption. Let's start talking about all the corruption that Trump has spewed onto us.
The war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. And
Thank you, Araya.
Enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
See her button? That's what I say. F ice.
Delilah Colton was only 5 years old in June.
He is
2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into
he
her
is
stopped car traveling.
on a hateful rant about immigrants. I'm turning it down a little bit. I just want to say, yeah, there's horrible, horrible acts every day in this country. But for the President of the United States to stand up there and talk about immigrants. Here she is. There was an immigrant was driving the truck that hit her. She can't stand up. There. Oh my God. There's Kushner. Right here. Thought he was in the Middle East negotiating a peace treaty. So apparently he's not.
Cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
So that's another example of legislation for maybe one or two people. And it's just a waste of time when they should be passing a health care bill, or they should be passing strong immigration laws so that we can fix that instead of doing this bullshit that's a trigger for white supremacists.
In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina
So he's going through all the crimes that anybody who was an immigrant committed at the State of the Union address, which just goes to separate us, because none of us are like for crime. None of us want anybody to be killed by a guy who has a license that shouldn't have had the license driving the truck. None of us want to be killed on the street. So, I mean, I'm like very pro law enforcement, but why is he doing this? Because his poll numbers are incredibly low, and because he has to pull out racist, I don't know, responses to problems that we have in this country.
Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected
Here, let me mute my mic.
Some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. Have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off.
Yes.
They have instituted another Democrat shutdown. The first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy.
He lost 2 points on GDP. He's the reason that our GDP is down because of tariffs. That's it right there, my friends. It's not because of the budget. It's not because of Homeland Security. Homeland Security has nothing to do with that. And let me just say this. Defund ICE. We have to stop building these prisons. That's what they're using the money for the billionaires. The billionaires are making the money. No, you're not. No, we need to stand up for what's right. Yeah. Oh, it's sleeping. He's just given up. They put his name up. He was sleeping.
The American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
The problem is, my friends, that they're racial profiling, thanks to the United States Supreme Court. They're racial profiling, and anybody who looks like the wrong color, they're picking them up and throwing them in jail, and we don't even know where they are. So how is that going to work? We're here. This is happening now. This is Nazi Germany. Don't hate. I agree. Don't hate. You know what we really have to worry about, you guys? We have to worry about those Republicans that are applauding right now. That's our worry. Because they're culpable. They're in it. I love Mark Kelly. If Mark Kelly wants to be president, I think we should do everything we can to make him president, okay? I mean, I prefer him over Gavin Newsom. I don't trust Gavin Newsom. His hair is too slick. Whereas Mark Kelly's hair, not slick.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties.
Oh, she's yelling.
Who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people.
Oh, they're getting feisty, ladies. Go, ladies. Go, 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 ladies. I didn't hear what she said.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. to stop illegal aliens and others.
Illegal immigrants do not vote. They don't vote. And if they pass that bill, there's going to be no more absentee ballots. There's no more vote by mail, no more. So it's going to disenfranchise so many older people. And that's what they want. That's what they want. They want to discourage people who are afraid to go down to the polls, because this is what they used to do. This is what they did in the Jim Crow era. They put guards, and they're ready to do this, you guys. They're ready to do this. They're ready to put guards outside the polls so that people will be too afraid to vote, even if you're an American. See, no mail-in ballots. He's crazy.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
That's because people don't understand what it's going to do. This is another example of people voting for Trump, and they don't know what they're voting for. People thinking when he says, oh, we're just going to deport the worst of the worst, and then they shoot down a woman in cold blood in her car, and then they shoot down a man who had his phone up and who had a legal weapon on him. He's one of the worst ones. Solis.
Privilege of them all voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats
They just hate it when we vote.
Agree on the
That's why we have to vote. That's why we have to vote so much that they cannot steal it from us.
Should unite and enact
yes, it matters. People say, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Oh, I was turning the volume down because he was racist. I don't want to hear his racist rants. Sorry. You'll have to go someplace else. I can't do the racism thing.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat.
He
and
wouldn't have
we're
won.
Stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Yeah. You know what? I'm turning the volume down.
One more opportunity to show common sense.
He's talking about.
In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away.
Here's the
from
mother.
home
She's nodding.
after she was found in a horrific situation.
All right, so
in
we've
Maryland.
had transgender hate, racist hate, brown people hate, black people hate, now transgender hate. And I just want to say, this is a very minute amount of people in this country. This is not like running rampant through the streets.
Behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Here they are. I'll show them. Oh boy, she looks like she's happy to be there, huh? Look who, I'm sure they dragged her there. I mean, would you want to do this?
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Trump is crazy. Why would you say that?
Boy, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Wow, he is so divisive. He's
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
Oh boy.
Who would have believed that? Over the past year,
once again,
she
we're
has
going to
had
have
an
mad
incredible
face.
impact championing AI
Oh, she's mad.
legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to
She
launch
helps
the
so many
Melania
people.
Trump
It's
Foster
just
Youth
in all the papers
to
all the time
Independence
about
initiative.
how
It's
much
a
she cares about
tremendous-
the children.
Really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan
Here.
support than I do. I get
Look.
none. She gets a lot.
Let's just zoom in.
Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students
When
and
she talks to him,
educators
which
in
is
every
rare.
state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight,
I was
we
waiting for
welcome
her to
two
crack
young
a smile.
people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
He looks really into it, doesn't he?
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred.
All right, I'm turning it down because I just want to share one quick story with you. The Charlie Kirk shooting, that's the shooting that was delayed. The FBI was delayed getting to the Charlie Kirk shooting because Kash Patel had the jet and he had used it to go off and see his girlfriend. And they were delayed a day or so. Not that it mattered because the family wound up turning in the alleged killer. So I just wanted to share that.
Violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body.
Oh my
No
God!
one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America.
Oh my God.
Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Oh my God. All right, well, now's a good time to mention that this is the anniversary of the Russia bombing Ukraine and starting that horrible war in Ukraine. And Ukraine is struggling because Trump has cut off all. They have the armory, but they have the guns, but they don't have the weapons. They don't have the bullets, the bombs to shoot, because Trump is on Russia's side. And I don't get it. I don't get how Congress has let this happen.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans,
Oh, come on.
a big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
That was a horrible, horrible, horrible shooting. It was horrible. It was, they were, it was just horrible.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports of her. Perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
From the edge of death, I mean the edge of death. Yeah. When he starts repeating himself, we're in trouble. Poor dude. Poor guy.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people
All right.
said.
I'm turning it down a little bit, okay? Because he did not end 8 wars. He did not. And India is not even speaking to us anymore because of this whole going on about Pakistan and India all the time. And we're just a laughing stock in the world because he continually says this, that he ended these conflicts. He may have stopped a little bit of a skirmish, which I don't even think that's true. Well, yeah, the son-in-law. What the hell is the son-in-law doing representing this country when he's got no... He's trying to build hotels on the Gaza Strip. That's what he's doing, and stealing our money. All right, this little Marco. Oh, whoa. That wasn't. Little Marco looks mad, you guys. He only stood up for a split second. Uh-oh. Turning my lights down. Thank you.
Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
All right, and so if Midnight Hammer was successful, why are we now thinking about going in and bombing again?
The United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon, many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said 1776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And,
puppy killer, puppy killer, alert, alert, puppy killer, and a cheater.
We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force than we had years ago when we fought to tie. No, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it.
All right, for the 14 people who are still on here, why did he do this? Why? Why did we spend the money and go into Venezuela and do this? You know there's some sort of grift going on with it. They're his ugly children. She wants to run for president, you guys. Gonna stop chatting. Oh boy.
And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
I wonder how much this cost. Oh, how sweet.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on
If he wasn't so evil.
Capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing.
He's going on 2 hours.
Numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, the helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners, who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
He's got stories to tell. Melania actually looks happy.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor,
He's such an
Congressional Medal of
ass.
Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our
Need
independence
popcorn.
from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries, and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies, and we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel, and then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Wow. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, I'm turning it way down. They're going to applaud. Well, maybe not that much. All right, so I'm pretty sure he beat his last record. He wanted to go longer than he did his last State of the Union address. So I'm pretty sure he made it because it's 8 o'clock California time. He started at 6 and he was a little bit late, but only because it was taking a long time for people to filter in. They were stopping to take selfies. Here he is leaving. He kind of started to run out of gas, but then he did the little salutes to the military. And he has to go by the Democrats, but I think most of the Democrats have left. And so the Republicans are flooding over. And we're going to stop everybody and stop the whole process so we can get a selfie. And I do have plans to take the Democratic response after this is over. But while he's leaving, I'm just going to stay on him. I do have just a number of facts to share with you on the economy. He talked about the economy, and he talked about how great the economy was doing. He mentioned the stock market, which is not an indication of how most of us are living. It is an indication of people's 401ks, but that absolutely doesn't give deeper indications of how the economy is doing. And I've also got some statistics on how he's doing in the polls. Oh, my mic was muted. I muted my mic so I could talk to my granddaughter. So we're just watching him leave. I do have some statistics for you to share. I'm just going to watch as he walks out the door. I have some information on the Epstein files and what they are doing with the Epstein files and how they are redacting or covering up or pulling Epstein files that include Trump's name on them. I'm trying to adjust. I did Trump, there was a feeling that Trump wanted to beat his record for last year, or not last year, the last time he did a State of the Union address. It was it was the longest State of the Union address in history. I think Bill Clinton maybe was right up there, but he wanted to beat that record, and I'm pretty sure that he did because he spoke for about 2 hours. The last record was an hour and 45 minutes. So he talked about the economy, and he talked about how great the economy was doing. But just to show you, this is from The Economist, actually, and it just goes through the president's approval rating and how the approval rating is at minus 17 since last week. 39% of Americans approve, 56% disapprove, 5% are not sure. But take a look at this. This is a slide that shows what he's failing in, and approval, disapproval. So immigration, which is his premier thing, disapprove. Foreign policy, disapprove. Jobs and the economy, really disapprove. Taxes and spending, disapprove. And inflation and prices. So I am waiting for the Democratic response. And I'm going over here and looking at my monitor. I see CNN is talking. They're taking calls. And I have a computer that's crashing. So what I think I'm going to do... computer's crashed. Is look for the Democratic response. Or I'll share something else with you. So here is a chart. And it kind of goes into the number one issue that people are most upset about. And of course, it's the economy. And this just shows how displeased people are with Trump and how he's handling the economy. And really, we can point to this and say tariffs, my friends. Tariffs are the reason it's so bad. Let me come back here and go to this. Got my granddaughter. She's playing video games. Here, her mom's working. Yeah, a second job, just for most of you. So this is Democratic lawmakers protest President Trump's State of the Union. So they're outside. And I think this might be Katie Fang. I'm not sure, but I'm waiting for the Democratic response. I'm on C-SPAN. And I thought for sure they would have the official response coming up on C-SPAN. But right now C-SPAN just has their anchors on and they're chit-chatting. So I'm waiting for that. I see over here we've got Joy Reid and Katie Fang. We're going to be outside hanging out doing this. So I can turn that up. We can take a listen to what they're talking about.
It's just theoretical. It's just people giving speeches. It's just people talking. But these stories that you've heard tonight, this is the reason that we elect people to office, because these are not theoretical problems. These are human tragedies, and they're all man-made. Orange man-made, specifically. And what's happened to some of these folks, it is criminal. And somebody ought to go to prison for it. For abusing, it is unbelievable that we live in a country that has a Justice Department and so much injustice is being done under its nose. This is shameful.
So I'm turning down the audio just a little bit so I can talk. This is Joy Reid, Katie Fang, and this was, I'm not quite sure if this is the Midas Touch tent.
This is about change.
Yeah, I think it is. Look there in the back. Midas Touch. So they were going to hold a alternative kind of an area out.
Joining us now, we are going to introduce four really
I'm waiting for the
really want you all to
Democratic response to Trump because I think that's going to be really good. But I'm going here to just like hang out a little bit till the Democratic response comes up.
And the United States of America is not capable of holding people accountable. We are creating concentration camps and letting people suffer and die incarcerated for no reason other than being brown. Come on now.
Bullshit.
Come on now. If we can't do better than that, I don't even know what to tell you. Let's introduce these guests, my friend.
These are the voices, and this is why we're here tonight at the People's State of the Union, the People's State of the Union. Dr. Troy Jacobs worked on maternal fetal health along with vaccines. You know, the important stuff. Originally from Ethiopia, Dr. Jacobs came to the United States to improve our health outcomes for mothers and children. Fired by the Trump administration during the DOGE cuts after the dismantling of USAID. We're also joined by Yvonne Rodriguez and Alice Goldberg, a music teacher who owns her own small business, whose premiums jolted after Trump's big bullshit bill. And Marlon Ricardo Camejo, whose citizenship appointments were canceled by whom? By Kristi Noem, because she's too busy flying around in her cajillion-dollar jets. These are the guests, these are the people that you're supposed to be hearing from tonight, not from convicted felon Donald Trump.
It's called, y'all. Good evening, everyone. My name is Eve College. She dreams of building a future not just for herself, but for others, opening her own business, uplifting her community, and supporting her family. Instead, she has been met with retaliation, fear, and attempts by the Trump administration and his vigilance to deport her loved ones and separate her family simply because she dared to speak out. 2 weeks ago, a federal judge ordered the government to facilitate Annie's return to the United States by this Friday. The deadline is now just 72 hours away. And what has the government done? Only a request of a copy of her passport. No clear plan, no urgency, and no guarantee that she will be allowed to return safely to her family without being detained again. Annie is not a case number. She is a daughter, a student, a leader, and a young woman whose future is being held hostage by the Trump administration's regime in Cowardy. Annie asked me to share this statement with you all tonight. I'm going to read it first in English and then in Spanish.
All right, so I'm going to turn the audio down. I'm going to say that I am going to search for the Democratic response to President Trump. If I can't come back and go live, I will definitely post a separate video, but I'm probably going to try to come back in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to go search for the feed, and so I will be back. I'm going to stop streaming for now for about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll be back with the Democratic response. We might have to join in live. I'm just going to play it by ear. I see you've got about 14 of you here. So just hang with me, take a little break here. Cheers. Trump, wow, the Epstein files. Of course, he didn't mention the Epstein files at all in his speech. He lied about the economy. He lied about how things are going in the country. He doubled down on racism. He doubled down on hate. He doubled down on attacking people of color from other countries. It was really kind of vile and foul and insulting. So I did try to turn the sound down a little bit when he was on one of his racist rants. He talked about the voting bill, which is not what people seem to think it is. It will cause trouble for people who don't have a real ID. Now, we were required to get real IDs in California, where you had to go to the DMV with your birth certificate and your marriage certificate if you're a woman. So if you're a woman and you took your husband's name, like back in the dark ages, you had to go with your birth certificate and a document. It had to be stamped. It had to have the seal, your marriage license. Otherwise, you wouldn't get a real ID and you wouldn't be able to fly. Or you wouldn't be recognized as a valid person. You're going to have that under this new law. And no mail-in ballots, because Trump doesn't believe in mail-in ballots, although he was elected because of people using vote by mail, because he took Florida, and we've got a lot of old folks there. It's not what people think it is, and that's why he was saying 93% of people support it. It's wrong. I mean, 80% of people don't read. And they certainly don't read these bills. That's how we managed to get an idiot for a president. And yes, he is an idiot. He's dumb. And somebody else is pulling the strings, but he can barely create thought. So I'm going to search for the Democratic response. This is the Midas Touch tent. And I'm looking for a lawmaker to talk about Trump. And we'll see if I can find it, and I'll be back. So thank you for being here. Please subscribe. Please join me. Post every day. Trying to go live every day. Trying to grow my channel. So looking for subscribers. Looking for thumbs ups. And yeah, there were a lot of lies from Trump in this speech. And a lot of wrong things happening in this country. And a lot of ways that he's destroying us in the world. On the world stage. And no, we should not be bombing one of the strongest military forces in the Middle East and stepping it up. And why he wants to do this is madness. We shouldn't be over there. We shouldn't be fooling around with this stuff. And we should be supporting Ukraine for democracy's sake. This guy looks pretty good. All right, I'll be back.